Hi, my name is Bob Hill, and I'm the president of the Church of Scientology Mission of Riverdale at 308 Broadview Avenue in Toronto. This is our 25th Sunday service during the coronavirus. Now, the topic of today's sermon is, how can ethics improve your life? Scientology is a practical religion. It teaches a person how to know. That's what the word Scientology means, knowing how to know. Ethics are those actions an individual does on his own to achieve the greatest good for the greatest number. Ethics has to do with the code of agreement amongst people that they will conduct themselves in a fashion which will attain the optimum or best solution for their problems. You got it? So ethics isn't something you need to run away from. It's something that if you apply it, you can create a better situation in your life. Today's sermon is based on information from the Scientology Handbook, Chapter 10, Ethics and Conditions, by L. Ron Hubbard, who explains, when one is ethical or has his ethics in, it is by his own determinism and is done by himself. So he makes the conscious decision to get his ethics in and to do the right thing. An example in society today is there's a code of agreement not to do anything to spread the coronavirus. You can't monitor this or enforce it on each person in society 24 hours per day. So each person has to have their own ethics in to protect themselves and others. So if you know you're feeling ill and you're not feeling well, then don't go to work. Why spread it around? That would be an ethical decision. Ethics is so native to the individual that when it goes off the rails, he will always seek to overcome his own lack of ethics. No matter how criminal an individual is, he will be trying one way or another to put ethics in on himself. Now, have you ever known someone who gambled away money they needed for rent or their family, and then they got drunk, upset, or ill? It's like they're falling into a hole or down a chute. And once on the way down, without the basic technology of ethics, he has no way of climbing back up the chute. He just caves himself in directly and deliberately. When the individual fails to put ethics in on himself, the group takes action against him, and this is called justice. For example, there's agreements on how to drive, and if you follow them yourself, you'll be a safe driver and you won't get into accidents. Now, if you break the rules and you're speeding and you maybe drank or you have some toxin in your system that intoxicates you and you have an accident and hurt someone, well, justice is going to step in and heavy consequences can follow. The breakthrough of Scientology is that we do have the basic technology of ethics. For the first time, man can learn how to put his own ethics in and climb back up the chute. To live an ethical life, you need to have certain rights as an individual. At this time, our inalienable rights, or those things we can do and have that cannot be taken away, are very important and are contained in the creed of the Church of Scientology, which I will now read to you. We of the Church believe that all men of whatever race, color, or creed were created with equal rights. That all men have inalienable rights to their own religious practices and their performance. That all men have inalienable rights to their own lives. That all men have inalienable rights to their sanity. That all men have inalienable rights to their own defense. That all men have inalienable rights to conceive, choose, assist, or support their own organizations, churches, and governments. That all men have inalienable rights to think freely, to talk freely, to write freely their own opinions, and to counter or utter or write upon the opinions of others. That all men have inalienable rights to the creation of their own kind. That the souls of men have the rights of men. That the study of the mind and the healing of mentally caused ills should not be alienated from religion or condoned in non-religious fields, and that no agency less than God has the power to suspend or set aside these rights overtly or covertly. And we of the church believe that man is basically good, that he is seeking to survive, that his survival depends upon himself and upon his fellows and his attainment of brotherhood with the universe. And we of the church believe that the laws of God forbid man to destroy his own kind, to destroy the sanity of another, to destroy or enslave another's soul, to destroy or reduce the survival of one's companions or one's group. And we of the church believe that the spirit can be saved, and that the spirit alone may save or heal the body. Alrighty? Good. Now, that's a good thing to apply ethics to. So, if you applied ethics to that, and you followed those things, you would have a pretty darn good life. What do you think? Good. I'll carry on. There is something you can do if you feel you are in a bad situation. L. Ron Hubbard discovered there are conditions or states of operation which can be worked out to improve one's ethics. These are laid out in the booklet on conditions in the Scientology handbook. I'm going to take up one condition as an example. All right? Good. It's called the danger condition. So if you're in a dangerous situation, such as your income's going down, you don't feel healthy, or you're involved in something that threatens your survival, you can apply the danger formula. It's an exact set of steps. You'd write down these steps and figure out what you need to do, then do them, and change your life to make it better. A formula is a plan or series of steps for doing something. Here are the steps for the danger formula, which handle the danger condition. Got it? So here we go. Step number 1. Bypass habits or normal routines. Let's take a look at this. So you have a normal routine that got you into the danger condition where you don't feel quite safe. That normal routine could be you're sleeping in, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not eating properly, so you don't feel very energetic about tackling life. Well, bypass that. So you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like cleaning yourself up or brushing your teeth or eating properly. Just go ahead and do it anyways. Bypass it. The next step is handle the situation and any danger in it. So, let's say, due to the danger condition and the fact that you weren't getting up in time for work, you lose your job. So what can you do? Well, clean up your act, start to straighten around, get up on time, apply for a new job. There's plenty of work out there. Just have a look. And start making money again, and then you can pay your rent, pay your bills, and it's not such a dangerous environment. The next step is step number 3. Assign yourself a danger condition. This one's simple. Just realize you've been operating in such a way that you could really mess up your life if you keep doing it. So assign that to yourself. And then step number 4, remember how we talked about ethics? Get in your own personal ethics by finding what you are doing that is out ethics and use self-discipline to correct it and get honest and straight. Now, there may be another situation that contributed to your sleeping in, such as drinking or drugs, and it kind of goes along with not really doing anything, or you just spend your days watching television for 10 hours. Well, that's your out ethics. Maybe you made a decision like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm tired of trying to get life to go. Well, that's not a very ethical decision. So change your ethics, and you'll find that things will come around. Step number 5, reorganize your life so that the dangerous situation is not continually happening to you. Get some sleep, eat well, figure out what you want to do with your life. Maybe you want to study a career, maybe you want to find a job doing something. Who knows? But for sure, reorganize it. Reorganizing isn't going to be sitting in front of a TV set for many hours every day. So you might have to change that. Step number 6, formulate and adopt firm policy that will hereafter detect and prevent the same situation from continuing to occur. So you might have found that what happened was you listened to the media a lot and you started watching a lot of TV because everybody told you that things were really bad in the world, and you might have went down the scale and you start feeling like, well, there's not really anything I can do, so I'm just going to sit home, eat garbage, and watch TV. Well, adopt firm policy. The firm policy may be look at things. Maybe I shouldn't just listen to everything I'm being told. Maybe I should take a look for myself. Maybe I should take care of myself. Maybe I should not take the advice of not doing anything or finding myself going down the scale and feeling depressed. Maybe I should cut back on watching TV. Maybe I should only watch it for an hour and a half or 2 hours a day. Might be something like that. You got it? So those are the 6 steps for the danger condition. Now, if you fully do those steps, you can get yourself out of danger and move into a higher operating state. Okay? In Canada, we have many freedoms, while in other places in the world, people are sometimes even forced to be unethical. And at this time, I would like to send a prayer to those who do not share our freedom. You with me? Great. The prayer is called the Prayer for Total Freedom. May the author of the universe enable all men to reach an understanding of their spiritual nature. May awareness and understanding of life expand so that all may come to know the author of the universe, and may others also reach this understanding which brings total freedom. At this time, we think of those whose liberty is threatened, of those who have suffered imprisonment for their beliefs, of those who are enslaved or martyred, and for all those who are brutalized, trapped, or attacked. We pray that human rights will be preserved so that all people may believe and worship freely, so that freedom will once again be seen in our land. Freedom from war and poverty and want, freedom to be, freedom to do, and freedom to have. Freedom to use and understand man's potential, a potential that is God-given and God-like. And freedom to achieve that understanding and awareness that is total freedom. May God let it be so. Now, that's it for today's sermon. Just to give you a little more information, there are actually 12 conditions that a person can apply to get themselves into a position of power where they are surviving well with total abundance. These are in the booklet on ethics and the conditions from the Scientology handbook. This and booklets How to Stay Well are all available online. Join us next Sunday for more ways to improve life. Thank you.